Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Vincent, and I'm so thankful that you are taking a few minutes out of your day to spend with me to learn more about essential oils and fabulous doTERRA products that we have. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you go and you share this with someone else so that they can learn and grow as well, because information that you learn is useless if you don't share it. So today we're going to be talking about 4 different oils, 2 single oils, and 2 oil blends. And these are some that I don't use super often and some that I use all the time. So hopefully you can learn some new stuff and feel more empowered in your life. The first oil that we are talking about today is Blue Tansy. And this comes in the 5 milliliter bottle. And this is a fun oil because of its blue color. Now, I'm going to show you on my hand here. I'm going to stop the share real quick so you can actually see this. I'm just going to put a drop here and you can see how blue it is. And what's cool about this is that, so yes, if you do put it on your skin, you will look a little Smurf-like, but it does go away pretty quick. It does not stain it. But what happens is when Blue Tansy is distilled, a chemical component called chemazoline happens. In the distillation process, this chemical reaction happens and creates this beautiful blue color. And you can see it's already fading. It still looks a little bit gray. My hands are super dry, so that's probably not helping the situation. But it will fade and it goes away, but it is fabulous for the skin. Now, Blue Tansy is not my favorite scent. It is one, when I first smelled it, I'm like, what the heck does this smell like? And my good friend Heather, she smelled it. She's like, it smells like blueberries and artichoke. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're right. So it totally smells like blueberries and artichoke. So it really is. It's an interesting scent. It's a little earthy, but a little fruity as well. So keep that in mind as you are smelling it. But it is super amazing for your skin. Let's pull my slide back up so we can look at the properties and learn all about this awesome, awesome oil. So they use the whole plant, the flowers, the leaves, the stem, everything but the roots are used in the distillation process of distilling Blue Tansy. It is from Morocco. And it is just an awesome, awesome oil that is ultra calming for the body. So if you have anything that needs calming, if you need, maybe your emotions need calming, maybe you're feeling very anxious, maybe you have some skin issues, maybe some eczema or some psoriasis, maybe you have some uneven skin tones in your face, maybe you have some allergies. This is a great oil to go to. It's analgesic, which means just pain relieving. This is an oil that is found in our Deep Blue blend. And it's because it helps relieve pain and it helps calm pain and calm other stuff too, not just pain, but it just helps bring lots of calm into the system. It helps with calming your nerves as well. So if you have some nervous system issues and need those nerves to calm down, Blue Tansy is a great oil to do that. This is if you have low blood pressure problems, maybe you're just not circulating great enough, Blue Tansy can be a great oil for that. If you do have high blood pressure, this is an oil that you probably would want to use in very minute amounts. And just be careful because in some people it can raise blood pressure. So just be aware of that. It doesn't happen for everyone, but it can happen. So just have that on your radar as you are using this with in your regimen. So this can also help with allergies. So if you love the lemon, lavender, peppermint blend or our Tri-Ease, and you still have a little bit of a struggle with those allergies, I would recommend using this oil to help boost those antihistamine properties. So you can use it in your roller bottle. This oil is not specifically labeled for internal use, so that is completely up to you if you choose to use it. I have used Blue Tansy internally, but it is not labeled for internal use because it is not on the FDA GRAS or GRAS list, generally regarded as safe for internal use. This also can relieve itching. So if you get a pesky mosquito bite, spider bite, something that's just itchy, maybe you have some hives or whatever, this is a great oil to use. It is very, very gentle on the skin. It is not irritating. Again, it is gonna, it is blue, so you can see, and if you have dry skin, it is gonna last a little bit longer on that, in that blue tone, but it does fade. So if you've got, maybe your face is itching, or maybe you wanna use it on your face just to make your skin glow and look fabulous, it is a great oil to do that, but do it at night. Like, don't do it in your morning routine an hour before, 30 minutes before you're going to go outside the house and do life, because you're going to look like a Smurf. It does fade, but it just takes time. So keep that in mind. So what's great about this oils is it's got the monoterpenes, which we know are very calming. They just help. They get to the issue quickly, and they are very, very calming. So are the ketones. Ketones in essential oil chemistry, nice and calming, and calm the system. The sesquiterpenes, which are going to be the chamazolene in this instance, this oil, those are oils, the compounds that are going to be slower absorbed. This is kind of like a time release, a natural time release within the oil that helps those benefits be sustained over longer periods of time. So just keep that in mind. Another thing about sesquiterpenes is they can actually cross the blood-brain barrier and positively affect our neurochemistry really quick without having to go through our entire system. So keep that in mind. So blue tansy emotionally is the oil of inspired action. So if you struggle with procrastinating, you don't like to change, you are fighting against that inner voice that you've got going on, or maybe you're not even hearing your inner voice, you're feeling uninspired, you're exhausted, you're lethargic, you're kind of checked out from life, this oil is going to be a catalyst for you to get you going and get you moving. It might, especially if you are struggling, if you're in that pattern of maybe you're in victim mode, or just checked out, like you just, you don't give a flip anymore, like you just don't care. This oil, and you don't have a desire to care, this oil might stink to high heaven for you. And that means you probably need it the most. And if that's the case, and you do, like maybe there is something in the back of your mind that's like, you know what, I do want to change. I do want to take control of my future, and I do want to make positive changes in my life and progress, and this still stinks to high heaven, just put a little bit on the bottoms of your feet. Now, this oil is a little bit expensive. Let's see how I'm looking at my price list. It is $85 wholesale for the little bottle, so it's a little bit pricey. So this isn't one you want to be slathering in, but a little bit. You saw how that one little drop went a long way, and you really can dilute this oil down and still have a lot of great benefits. The dilution does not negate the benefits of the blue tansy. So if you are struggling, just put a little bit emotionally, just put a little bit on the bottoms of your feet. This is an oil that you could stick in a diffuser, but again, the scent is a little different, so you probably would want to blend it with a few different other oils. So it's going to support those who resist taking action to change their circumstances. It helps you if you become stagnant in your progression, and just kind of, it's like that igniter. It just kind of gets it started to help you move forward and get your little fire lit under your tush to get you going. Combine that with the citrus bliss that we're going to talk about today, and it is like, it really helps motivate you and helps get you moving, especially emotionally. If you need help taking control of your life and your future, like you feel like you don't have a choice, you feel like everything is happening to you instead of for you, then this is a great oil to help you feel like, oh, I have a say in what my life looks like and what my future looks like. It helps manifest passion into action. It helps you live more in alignment with your inner voice and your higher power. It helps you to understand that your reality is a result and consequence of the choices that you've made in the past, and that you can change the results you have in the future by making different choices. So I love blue tansy for its emotional properties. It is very strong, so be careful because these might bring up a lot of icky feelings, but you can release those and move on and improve in your life. The next oil we're going to be talking about is cardamom. This is an oil that we go through like crazy in our house. Seriously, we go through so much cardamom just because it is an oil that's super versatile. And you can see if you look at the chemistry box here on the bottom, you can see that it's got nice diverse chemistry that's going to yield a lot of ways that you can use this. So it comes from the dried seeds. It's sourced from Guatemala, and it is just it's very calming to our entire body, especially our digestive and respiratory tracts. Those are the two systems that this oil really has an affinity for, and those are the two systems that we usually use this oil for in our household. It is just, I just love this. So this is one that if anybody is feeling nauseated in our house, this is the first oil we grab, because cardamom has chemistry in it that actually stops the vomiting response. And so if you are feeling nauseated, I don't recommend, if you're ever feeling nauseated, I don't recommend taking oils internally, because if you do throw them up, throwing up oils is no bueno. It is not fun. And so if you are feeling nauseated, we typically will take the cardamom and put it over the stomach and on the bottoms of the feet. And it's amazing how fast this brings calming relief. So whether that nausea comes from, I ate something that didn't agree with me, or I've got morning sickness, or I might be getting a bug, whatever reason that nausea might be present, cardamom can help you to reduce or even stop the vomiting. It doesn't always stop the vomiting, because sometimes your body needs to get it out, but it really soothes it. And if you do, like, your body needs to vomit to get whatever is going on out, I have found that it helps it be a little bit more pleasant. I know throwing up is not pleasant, but it makes it a little gentler and just helps everything kind of soothe and calm a lot faster. So we use cardamom for that all the time. Like, there's almost always cardamom in our bathrooms, because with 4 kids, someone always has an upset stomach. And this, like, not the digestin doesn't work great, because we love digestin, but I find that this, especially with nausea, is just boom and done. So good. Motion sickness, great one as well. This is another one that we use for our respiratory health. So I stick cardamom in the diffuser a ton whenever we've got coughs or respiratory issues going on in our household. Now, Breathe, the respiratory blend that we talked about last week on our video, has cardamom in it. But sometimes you need a little extra cardamom in your life. And so we will add extra cardamom in there. And it just helps, especially calm the spasms of the throat. It just helps clear the airways, the excess mucus, and just is super, super soothing. I love this oil. If you are someone who loves to cook, we know that cardamom is a prized spice. This is a great oil to cook with if you know what to do with cardamom. So I know I have a friend that makes delicious, I think it's orange and cardamom cookies, and it's a great oil that you can cook with for sure. Now, emotionally, it is the oil of objectivity, which when cardamom was first released and I smelled it, I was like, oh, that stinks so bad. And because it's a very spicy scent, although it's not super spicy on the skin, I don't find. But I read this and I was like, oh, I'm being a little judgmental in my life. I can see that. So this really helps you to release being judgmental in your life, especially of yourself or others. It helps you just to have objectivity, just say, okay, like, this is what it really is. Helps you have that mental sobriety, so you're not inebriated by anger or resentment or anxiety or depression. It just helps you think clearly. It helps you, if you tend to get angry with others or frustrated with others easy, this is a great oil to use as well. It really, if you've got a tendency to be hot-headed, this is a great oil to diffuse, to put over your heart. Anger is stored in the liver a lot of times. So if you do have a lot of maybe suppressed anger, this is something that I definitely dealt with. Putting some cardamom over your liver, it probably is going to bring up a lot of feelings, but it helps you bring them up and release them. So just keep that in mind. If you tend to struggle with taking responsibility for your own actions and emotions, cardamom can help you realize that you have control over that, and helps you to stop blaming others and stop blaming things that are outside of yourself for your personal choices. So if you feel negative emotions that this helps with is feeling inebriated by anger, easily frustrated, objectifying others, blaming others, unable to think clearly because of those emotions. This oil is for you. So it helps you feel objective, self-control, respectful, tolerant, patient, and mentally sober. So I love this oil for those reasons. The next oil we're going to talk about is Citrus Bliss. And I love this blend of essential oils. This is just, it smells like a dreamsicle. It's got all these citrus, it's like a citrus cocktail with a little vanilla on the side. And I absolutely love it. It's got wild orange, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, bergamot, tangerine, clementine, and vanilla bean in there. And so it really is it's just sunshine and happiness in a bottle. I love this blend. It smells amazing on you topically. It smells amazing in the diffuser. I know it's not labeled for internal use, but of course, all of these oils can be taken internally. So if you choose to put it in your water, it is phenomenal. This oil blend helps reduce stress. It helps really just bring sunshine into your life. Because of the oils in here, citrus oils are known for detoxifying us in a gentle way. And so applying it on your feet, again, diffusing it just helps release those toxins. They're also great. Citrus oils are also great to soothe the digestive tract. So putting it around your belly button can be very nice, gentle way to soothe your digestive tract. This can also be a great oil to help. I like to combine this with On Guard because our citrus oils are also very antimicrobial. And so if we're trying to boost our immune system, we're trying to kill off those pathogens in the air around us, this is a great oil to combine with On Guard to help boost those immune boosting properties. So emotionally, it is the oil of creativity. Now this really is a fire starter and a motivator. So remember we were talking emotionally about what blue tansy does for us. Imagine combining that with this citrus bliss. And if you've really been stagnant and you've really been struggling to move forward, either emotionally or physically or mentally, combine these two oils and see what happens and let me know, because I think that these would be such great partners to really help you get motivated and get going. Because sometimes we lose that connection, right? We kind of lose that spark, we lose that passion, and we just need to get it restored. We need to be in that creative energy, because we are creators, and when we're not creating, our souls just are sad. They're suffering. They're not happy. And it doesn't mean you have to create a painting or create something huge and phenomenal. Just creating a clean space, or planting a flower, or creating a meal for yourself or your family. The creation can be small, but we need to be in that energy of creation, because that's where our souls are happiest. This oil blend helps us live abundantly and spontaneously by encouraging us to be playful and childlike. It helps us to use those true creative powers by letting go of old limitations that we may have put on ourselves and insecurities that we may have put in ourselves. It just helps rekindle fire in our personality, and just helps you be excited about life. So it really is such a great oil blend. Now, the next blend we're going to be talking about is ClaryCalm. And you guys might laugh at this, but this is called the anti-witch blend by many people, because this is our women's blend. Now, this blend definitely can help men, but it really is primarily focusing on women, our hormonal fluctuations that can create some maybe not so pleasant times in our cycle. This blend, this ClaryCalm blend, is super amazing for that balance, for those hormone balancing needs that we may have. So it has clary sage, bergamot, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, ylang ylang, geranium, fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa, and vitex. And this blend is it's magical. It's magical. Ladies, if you suffer from PMS, from any kind of female struggles, even if you're menopausal, this blend can be very great at helping you balance your hormones for whatever stage you are in life. Because of course our hormones as a teenager are going to look a little different than our hormones as, you know, maybe our 20s through 40s, and maybe our as we get into perimenopause, our hormones are going to look a little bit different, and then as we enter menopause, they're going to look a little different. ClaryCalm helps us balance those in whatever stage in life we're at. So I love to apply this over my lower abdomen, over my uterine area, and this can be helpful even if you've had a hysterectomy, either full or partial. This can still help your body balance the hormones that you have remaining in your body. And so applying it over your lower abdomen on a regular basis. This one works best if you use it regularly. So I like to actually keep a bottle of the ClaryCalm. It's in a convenient roller. So I like to keep it just in the bathroom. So whenever I use the restroom, I just can do a swipe right over my lower uterine area. And it helps balance everything that I need balanced and helps calm everything that I need calm. So whether you're having PMS symptoms, whether you're having heavy periods, whether you're having no periods, whether you're having ovulation, cramping, whether you're having hot flashes, this is a great oil to use. Now, I would say like regular use once or twice a day over your uterine area is on a regular day is great. If you are having like maybe you just have really bad PMS days and you have like 3 or 4 really crappy PMS days, then I would just increase that usage on those days. You can even apply this over your heart because the scent is very calming because there's a lot of calming oils in this blend. And as you inhale that, it just helps calm down those PMS symptoms, whether you turn into a rageaholic or you turn into just a total weeper, or depression, whatever that looks like for you, this can help soothe that. Now, I will caution you, this oil blend does have bergamot in it, and bergamot is a very highly photosensitive oil. So if you are applying it on your chest, make sure you are wearing clothing for the next 24 hours after topical application, that area is going to be covered, because if you do expose it to the sun, sooner than 24 hours after applying it topically, it will burn and it will not feel good. And I've actually had a couple friends that they like to apply it right here, right over their sternum. And they have a low cut shirt and they were out in the sun and they actually received pretty yucky burns from that. So please be cautious when applying this topically. You totally can. Just put it where the sun don't shine. Just have it, just make sure it's covered. So ladies, like, our cleavage is a great place, but if you are going to be, in a swimsuit or a lower cut top and you're going to be out in the sun, just maybe put it under the ladies or put it over your lower uterine area. So just keep that in mind as you are applying this topically. Now, if maybe you have hormonal teenage boys, maybe you have a husband or a spouse in menopause, this can be a great oil to use as well. Now, because it is a very floral scented blend, you can apply it on the reflex points for the sex organs and for our hormone centers on the feet, which is on the inside and the outside of the ankles. So let me see if I can, here, I'm going to stop sharing for a second so I can show you on my feet. Let's see how flexible I can be this morning. Okay, so, oh my goodness. So like right here, this would be, here's my ankle bone. So right under here, right on the side of the heel and kind of around the bottom of the ankle. On the women, that is our uterus and other hormone spots. For men, this is like prostate, okay? And on the outside of the ankle, right here, same side, just opposite side, this is gonna be ovaries for women and testes for men, okay? So applying the ClaryCalm on those areas is very, very effective to help balance hormone both for men and women. So this really, if you're having a man in your life that is having some hormone issues, this is a great oil to help support his hormones as well. So just keep that in mind. But because of its floral scent, it's not one that the men are always like, sign me up for that scent, right? So just keep that in mind. Emotionally, ClaryCalm is the oil of vulnerability. So it helps us to have warmth in relationships and really get in touch with the yin energy. And yin energy is just a more nurturing energy. A lot of times it's connected to female energy, but it doesn't have to be. Men have yin energy as well. And this is just a nurturing, connecting energy that's a little bit slower and softer and a little bit more understated, a little bit more loving. This helps strengthen mother-child bond, either if you're the mother or if you're the child. So it really connects that bond. It helps women get in touch and accept their maternal instincts and nurturing qualities. I know I am this way. I don't always like really connect with being a mother or nurturing. Like I'm like, I have to kind of stretch a little bit. And so this blend helps me feel like I want to mother, like I want to nurture. And so it really is great at encouraging those bonds and those desires to nurture and mother. It helps you be emotionally open and vulnerable. And when we have vulnerability, that brings in the opportunity for authenticity, and which is what really drives good, strong, intimate connections that are true and long lasting. So if you are feeling invulnerable, guarded, closed, you're dreading your female cycles, this is an oil blend for you to help you emotionally be vulnerable, emotionally have empathy and bonding and warmth, helps you feel peace and solace, and helps you have emotional intimacy, which is super important. And if this blend used to be called Solace, so if you had oils for a while and you're like, I got a blend called Solace that looks like that, it is the same exact blend. They just did a different name that would work better across our global markets. So that's the end. Let's stop sharing. So I hope you have enjoyed our webinar today. I hope you've learned something new about these fabulous oils. Thank you for joining me. Join me next week, Monday at 10 a.m. Central for our live webinar. Look up on Facebook on how to get a text reminder for when this happens so that you know when I'm about to go live here on our webinar. Thank you for those that watch the recording, and for those that are on live, stay on and we will have an open Q&A session. Have a great day, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.